Welcome to another edition of the Ball Washer Podcast. Here is your host, Ryan Logan. And remember, always wash your balls. Golf balls, that is.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Ryan Logan here, the Ball Washer Podcast, club fitting. This is our third one, man. We're going to jump into irons here with AJ from PXG Detroit. How you doing, man?
Doing wonderful.
Good,
man. You got some
good.
good weather going on in Michigan right now.
Yeah, I know. It's 60s, man.
Yeah,
Got to get out there and
golf. It was great.
Dang, dude, you're the lucky one. But anyway, first, before we get into the irons here, I want to talk to you a little bit about some things that happened since I've seen you last. The Netflix Cup that just happened. What were your thoughts on it? I know I talked about it on my podcast and got some mixed reviews. I'm starting to become a non-fan of these exhibition golfs, but what do you think?
So I've only got to watch about the first 45 minutes of it.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of the clips on Instagram and those kind of things. But yesterday I was traveling in Grand Rapids area going through all of our green grass accounts. So I didn't get to watch all of it yet, but I did watch a little bit. I thought it was very, very fun. I thought it was cool that Netflix, such a big corporation with all these movies and TV shows, chose to do the first live production on golf.
That's true. Yeah.
So didn't have much to do with PXG, but it was about golf, right? So it was cool that our first live thing was about golf. I'm not a big F1 guy. I would like to get into a little bit more, but I don't know much about it. So it was kind of a cool setup. It was cool seeing the guys a little bit more casual interacting. Because, that's kind of what we do in Michigan in the winter. We're just playing little fun indoor simulator golf, and it's not really full tournament golf, right?
Right.
So it's kind of cool to see those different aspects.
I think my one thing with it is the announcer groups. Like, it's fun to have the comedians and stuff out there, but at some point, too, I think you would benefit from having actual golf guys there and telling you what's actually. Joel Damon did a great job, and you saw him for even the little bit you watched. He did a great job with it, but I'm like, man, I don't like Marshawn Lynch. He's hilarious, but I'm like, I don't even think he knew where he was at.
So my thought is like that would be probably really beneficial to have all golf guys for the golfers,
right? But the entertainment value.
Netflix is such a big corporation, and now we're hopefully getting people that have never played golf before. Maybe they're just into F1 racing, or maybe they're just into Marshawn Lynch.
Right.
And they're coming in and watching this, and they're like, man, golf's actually pretty cool. Like, this looks fun. Maybe I would like to do something like this. And if you are brand new to golf, never golfed before, and you need some clubs, I got a place where you can come.
Boom, right here. PXG Detroit, man. In Troy, come and check them out. And then the other thing, this leads me to my next thing, because I talked about this on the podcast this week, but I think that TGL is going to be kind of the replacement for these Capital One, the matches, stuff like that. Might be a little bit of delay if anybody saw it, that their facility collapsed because I guess nobody fit. What was it, an XFL thing? Nobody put gas in the generator. But I'm excited about this one, man. I'm excited.
I'm a huge Tiger Woods fan, so my whole life I grew up watching Tiger.
Well, that's our generation. Tiger was God, man, if you were a golfer.
Anything that Tiger does, at least we'll tune in and watch it.
Oh, yeah. I'm always going to support it. Right.
So I'm pretty excited about it. I don't know. I know they're starting to come out with the teams. They're starting to come out with some logos.
Right.
They're starting to release who's playing, who's not playing. So I think there's a lot of excitement around it. I don't really know if I'll have an opinion on it until I get to watch the first one.
That's the thing. Yeah, we got to see how it goes down, because of the live aspect of it, where they're hitting like full 100-yard shots and then hitting drivers and stuff up against the screen. I can't wait to see that screen.
Yeah.
I think it's like 146 feet wide or something. It's going to be ridiculous. It's a football field of a screen that they'll be hitting into. So that'll be exciting to see, man.
Yeah, I would definitely never travel to go watch one of these.
No,
But if I'm in the area and one's going on, I probably would buy a ticket and go.
Oh, yeah. If they did it at Ford Field, I'd be down there to check it out.
For sure.
For sure.
Speaking of Ford Field, man, how about the Lions?
Dude.
I know this is a golf podcast, but I'm a big Lions fan.
Oh, me too, man. Me too. I mean, it was funny. We had on Big Jim's house, the show we do on the radio, we had Tim Allen on, Home Alone, Home Improvement, all that good stuff. And he's a massive Lions fan, and we brought it up to him, and he goes, shh. He goes, I don't know how to act right now.
Yeah.
He goes, no. I think that's the thing. Nobody knows what to do right now. It's kind of just like live in the moment and enjoy it, dude. Yeah. Don't get too frustrated.
I'm doing the same thing I always do, man. We just watch the game with my buddies, and then next Thursday Packers,
Yep.
Thanksgiving,
Yep.
every year. Go down, tailgate early, watch the parade. It'll be fun. It will be a fun game here in Ford Field. So
I'm excited, man, and like we said, just enjoy it. Enjoy what it is for right now, because we've never gotten in our lifetime. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
So, and most people watching this lifetime, the Lions haven't done anything. So, I think that's exciting. And yeah, man, I was at the Metallica show last weekend. And just being in Ford Field, half of it was people just talking about the Lions. Yeah. It's hilarious.
Scott Williams, our regional operations manager, used to be the store manager here in Detroit, went to two shows, Friday and Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what everybody – I only went to Friday. Yep. I was good after the Friday show, but, man, yeah, that was fun. And for those guys who have been doing it for 30, 40 years, dude, it's crazy to see them still just pound out a 2.5-hour show. So
for sure.
All right, you ready to get into some irons here today? What do you got for us?
We'll go into a little bit more PXG related.
Yeah, there we go. Let's do it. We're here.
Switch
PXG
it back
Detroit,
over.
Man. Yep.
All right, so irons. So irons for PXG, we have basically 4 different lineups, right? So we have our 0211 lineup. It might be hard to see, but that's our 0211 lineup. This is a cast product entry point, strong lofted, more of a distance club. Still very forgiving. Actually has the same core technology as our Gen 6. So
okay.
It's a really good golf club. It's just our cast entry model, right? Then our last year model, we have Gen 5. So Gen 5, there are 3 different head types in this. There's XP, so extra performance. There is P, and then there is T. So 3 different models. They get a little bit. Each model is a little bit longer and a little bit wider. Okay. So a little bit more game improvement all the way down to a low level handicap. Right. So 3 different models in this, and we have some great price points going on right now on Gen 5. Right. And then we have our 2 newest clubs out. So Gen 6 got launched first. So this is Gen 6. Gen 6 is the bee's knees, man. Or as Bob Parsons would say, the duck's nuts.
Duck's nuts.
That's
his line. Like that. That's a new one.
Yeah. So Gen 6 is awesome. What we did, though, is we took the T line out. So now it's only 2 models. We have the P and the XP. So the P's been kind of thinned a little bit, and the XP stayed the same. And we thinned the face out a little bit. We'll talk a little bit more about the construction of the clubs and stuff during the fitting when you see some of the performance benefits. But yeah, there's 2 different models in Gen 6. And actually, one of the really cool things is we just launched 2 new finishes. So before, we had the chrome with the black. So we call that a 2-tone, chrome and black. And then we had the opposite, all black with a chrome top, right? Now, we got the double chrome and we got the double black. So
that double black, man.
The double black is nice, right?
That's sexy, yeah.
Yeah, it's only $10 more too. So the Gen 6 2-tone and chrome are at $179.99, and the black is at $189.99.
So you're not breaking the bank if you want a little cooler look to it.
100%.
All right.
And it's all about the look.
Yeah, right? 100%. It's got to look good. And it's look good, feel good, play good. Yeah. That's always been my motto, man.
And then the cool thing is we have some promotions too. So we have what we call Lucky 7 promotion. So you can get any 7 clubs, hybrids, irons, and wedges, and kind of move them together, and it kind of gives you a discount off the price. Okay. So it's a good promotion, Lucky 7. So then our last lineup, like I said, we took that T out, right? Right. So what we did is we brought the T back into a brand new lineup called the 0317. 0317 T. This club is, pretty good. Almost every staff member here at the store, fitters anyway.
That's what they're
We're all playing the T. Okay. Right? So in the 0317 lineup, we also do have a blade model called the ST, and then we have a cavity back model called the CB. The CB came out right before the T and has been pretty popular amongst our staffers here in the state. So we have 3 different staffers that play PXG. 2 of them are playing the CB. Cody Houghton out of Red Run. He actually just won Player of the Year for Michigan PGA using these clubs. And then Josh Probin also out of Western Country Club is using the CB.
Awesome.
So that's pretty much our iron lineup. 4 different kind of families that we they all have similar technology, but gets better and better as you go.
All right. Well, we're ready to swing some of these, and we'll show you guys the performance differences throughout all the lines, right?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do it.
All right. Let's do it. All right, guys, we're back. PXG Detroit here with AJ. We are ready to hit some irons and show you guys all what goes into fitting irons. What do we got first here?
So first things first, we're going to start with our Gen 6 P.
Okay.
So our Gen 6 P head, like you said, your lower handicap, not necessarily like a 2 or a 4, but around that 7, 8 number, right?
Yeah.
So P would probably be a good scenario for you to start with. So some of the things we go over in iron fittings are obviously we want to make sure the head is right for you. So we would go through Gen 5, Gen 6, whatever price point you're looking at. Gen 6 is obviously going to be the latest and greatest and best performing. And then also maybe you want to try the 0317T, because that one is pretty solid. It might be on the edge at a 7-8 handicap, but you might be practicing more now that you got new clubs.
Right.
And it might be perfect for you. So we'll mess around with that. Also, important things are lie angle of the golf club. So we don't want the toe down or we don't want the heel down. So we'll look at lie angle. We'll look at length of the shaft, and then also the shaft flex. So we'll start at stiff, a lightweight stock stiff, and then I have a few different shaft options, 40, 50 or so that we can kind of go through. We won't go through all those, but we'll find the right shaft for you. We have our grip options that we can look at. And then also, we're the only company that we can switch out this weight in the back of the head. I think we talked about this a little bit in the wedges, but we can switch that out if you want to adjust the swing weight. So if you want to make the club a little bit shorter or a little bit longer or put a big grip on the end, we might need to adjust that swing weight, or just for feel purposes, maybe raise the golf ball up a little bit or hit it a little lower. We can adjust that swing weight for you. So those kind of be the main talking points we'll kind of go through as you're hitting them. But let's have you start off here and hit the 7-iron P. This is with our stock Elevate 95 stiff shaft.
Another thing really quick too, this has been a theme of all the episodes, I think, is when you come in to PXG or anywhere you're going to get your clubs fitted, really, the importance of it. I mean, for me, I'm a shorter guy. So I've struggled with length of shafts. I've choked up on 90% of the golf clubs that I've owned. So to be able to really come in here, not just walk into a store, grab it off the shelf, and go and learn how to hit that club, you're finding a club it's already kind of worked for your game, and you know that it's going to perform for you how you want it to. You don't have to adjust due to length or head lie or anything like that. Another reason why you got to come and get your clubs fitted if you want to take your golf game to that next level.
Yeah, so everything about PXG is custom, right? We're making this set of golf clubs for you. We're not making them for anyone else.
Right.
They're not going on a rack anywhere. These are your golf clubs. So they're going to be the perfect length for you. And then what we do here is you get to try the exact club that we're going to make. So we can adjust the swing weight. We don't have to say, hey, we're going to cut a half inch off of that, and then we'll just throw a little extra weight in and don't worry about it. We're going to set it up so it's exactly how you want it, so you can feel exactly what you're going to use.
The club you're hitting here is going to be the same club that comes in the box and then you go and hit on the course.
Yep, and we do all of our iron fittings off of 7-irons, so we'll go with the 7-iron. Then we have your wedges from last time. We'll kind of match up the specs based on the lofts of the irons.
Boom.
All right?
All right, let's see what happens here.
Let me throw a quick tag on here so I can start keeping track.
Just already the look of it, you love it, man.
Looks pretty good, huh?
Oh, yeah.
But don't forget, you want that double black.
Oh, yeah. You got to.
Yeah.
That thing's too good looking. Feel like that was fat.
A little behind it. Club could be a little long for you, but that's all right. We're just also getting warmed up. I know you took a few warm-up swings, but you gotta get loose. All right, hit a couple more there. I'm going to grab another shaft for you. All right, Ryan, so I switched you to a 36.5-inch shaft, all right?
Okay.
So normally for our P head, 37 inches is standard. I put it down a half-inch short for you. We were hitting behind it on the mat a little bit. I think that was kind of, affecting our distance and a little bit of our contact. So put it a little bit shorter there for you. See if that makes a difference for you, okay?
All right.
A little bit of a change there, huh?
Yeah, that felt better. And that's the thing too with my current irons I have right now. I probably half a hand choke up on them just to eliminate some of that length in the irons I already have. So this makes sense here. That one felt good.
Yeah. Hit another one there. It's all right. So I kind of just want to go over a little bit of the numbers here for
Yeah.
you, okay? So on the far left, club head speed 78. So 70 to 80 is usually a regular flex. 80 to 90 is a stiff flex. So you're kind of right on the border of regular and stiff.
Right, okay.
Which is something that we'll kind of play around with. Ball speed, that's just how fast the ball's coming off the face. So your smash factor, 1.35, that means that you hit the ball somewhat in the center of the face, because about 1.38 is probably the most you can get for an iron.
Okay.
So that's how efficient you are. It's just an equation of ball speed and club head speed.
Okay.
All right. So carry, total, and then launch angle. So you're launching a little high. So we're launching at 24. So it's pretty high launch angle. We want a 7-iron to be closer to 18 to 22. So
Okay, and that's definitely where I'm at with my current irons. Is I sky everything.
Yeah, so we need to get you in a shaft profile that's going to be a little bit lower launching for you, because you're kind of losing a lot of distance right now.
Right.
Spin rate. See how that's spinning at 6,800?
Yeah.
So for a 7-iron, tour players spinning at about 7,000, but they're hitting it lower and flighting it.
Right.
So I would say around 6,000 spin is a good number for you. So if we can get that spin down a little bit, we can increase some of that distance. And then don't forget, the mat actually scrubs 500 RPMs of spin off. So you're actually spinning out on a golf course off of grass about 7,300.
Okay.
So we're spinning it a little too much.
Right.
You're hitting that 100 feet in the air, which isn't bad. I hit mine about 100 feet in the air, but it all depends on your launch and spin numbers.
Yeah.
So we probably could lower it a little bit to kind of get you the fullest distance out of it that you can.
And I think for golfers like me, really quick, who want to add more distance to the lower club, so I can get on a course and I'm not constantly grabbing a 4-iron.
Yeah.
Not constantly grabbing a 3-iron. I can go down and hit a 7 or a 9 or a wedge and feel confident that I can put it out a little further.
Yeah, exactly. One of the things in here is the land angle. So this one here, that's a big number. No one really knows what it means or pays attention to it. But land angle, we want that around 45 degrees.
Okay.
So that means that right now your ball is coming in at 51. So it's going to hit stop, but we're not getting the most out of it. Right, we're actually losing distance. It's kind of going up, ballooning up, and coming straight down.
Right.
Versus coming down on a good angle. If it's at 45 degrees with around 6,000 spin, that ball's going to stop on a dime for you. Right now, you might be spinning it back a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
We don't want to always spin it back.
Right.
With a 7-iron or a 5-iron, or you don't want to spin it back. You want it to land and kind of release.
Exactly.
Or at least so it's consistent, right? So those are some of the numbers that we're going to look at here through the fitting process. But right now, I definitely like the 36.5. Over the 37 inches.
No, I agree on that. Absolutely. Perfect. Yep.
One thing I want to show you here, you can see on the screen, you might not be able to see me, but if you can see the screen here, this is what you look like coming through impact. So coming through at standard lie angle, you're actually pretty good right there.
Okay.
So you can see how nice and flat that club is to the ground?
Right.
That means that our lie angle is pretty accurate at standard. If the club was like this, where the toe was into the ground, right?
Yep.
We'd want to bend the club a little more upright so we can change that lie angle so that you're not getting bad turf interaction. Opposite, if the heel's into the ground like this, we'd want to bend that a little flatter. But this is what you're at is kind of like what we're looking for here. Cool. So let's kind of look through. We'll go into a different shot and just make sure it's consistent across the board here. So this is your next shot or your previous shot. So same thing, very flat through impact. So our lie angle we can keep at standard.
Yeah.
Most likely, unless you make any crazy changes. And then it's hard to see, but on the screen, dynamic lie 62.9. So lie angle of a 7-iron is 62, 62.5. So you're right on.
So we're right
on standard there. Yeah, you're looking good. We just got to figure out a shaft combination and maybe a head combination that is going to, get you a little bit more distance, because right now you're losing some by how high you're hitting it.
Yeah, and I think that's, for me, obviously people coming in have different wants or needs. For me, more distance with my irons has always been the issue. My buddies know, and if they're watching this, they're laughing, because 90% of them will tell you when I hit it, they'll go, oh, that's short. That's short. Right at it, but short.
Yep.
And it's whatever it's been. Obviously, we're seeing some of the numbers here. So to get that figured out, another reason why you come and get your clubs fitted.
Yep. So the cool thing about PXG is you get a club fitting, but you also get a spec check, what we call a spec check. So any time in the following year, you can come back in and we'll have you hit your irons on the screen again. You can use it for a couple different reasons. One is we can check to see if the lie angles are proper. right? Because we have a bending machine here. So if you're missing the ball a little bit to the right, we can bend them a little upright. If you're missing it to the left, we can bend it a little flat, or whatever you need for your case.
Right.
If you are also just curious about your clubs, how they're working, you can come in here and kind of gap out your set. So when you're on the golf course, you know how far your 7-iron actually goes.
Right.
A lot of people think they hit it 165. They probably hit it a little bit shorter than that.
Right.
But then they're on the golf course and they're like, I'm 165. Oh, I better hit my 7-iron. And they come up short.
Yeah.
So the whole fitting process kind of gives you an idea of how far you actually hit the clubs and what they can do for you.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna switch you actually to the Gen 6 XP model.
Okay.
So the XP model is a little bit stronger lofted. It's a little bit more forgiving, a little bit easier to hit.
Perfect.
Right? That can't be bad.
No.
All right.
No, not at all.
All right, Ryan. So now we have the Gen 6 XP. So it stands for extra performance. Just a little bit bigger, so you shouldn't see much difference, but a little bit bigger, and then actually the blade length's a little longer, and the cool thing is the lofts are 2 degrees stronger. Okay. So in theory, we should hit it a little lower and a little farther.
A little lower, a little farther.
And then also the next thing we'll look at is shaft. So hit a couple of those, and let me see what you do there.
That was bad.
That's all right.
That was behind it.
You can blame me for that. I'll take the blame. Little high right action there.
Yeah.
So it wasn't perfect, didn't hit it great, but as you can see, the spin rate's dropping, launch angle is dropping, and the height is dropping.
Right.
And even though we're missing it right now, we're hitting as far as we were previously.
Right.
So
it's a better miss than I'd have with the other one.
For sure.
Let's hit a good one here now. So just pulling off of it a little bit.
Yeah. I'm going to grab another shaft for you.
All right, so what do you got for me now?
All right, Ryan, I got you that's our steel fiber. So that's our best shaft that we have for PXG. It's $49 upgrade per club, 95 grams stiff. So what it's going to do, it's going to play like a steel shaft, but it's actually graphite.
Okay.
So just see if it affects your numbers at all. That's the shaft that you like to lot in your wedges, if you remember.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So let's see what it does for you.
One swing, I can tell you that already felt better.
Yep. I mean, spin rate was better, height was better, land angle was better, ball speed was up there, 106.2.
Yeah, that just felt like I came through it.
Straighter too, right?
Yeah, straighter for sure.
A little high right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I came out of that a little bit.
All right. Boom, 107. Launched that a little high, spun it a touch, but ball speed's up, contact's getting better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
that feels good coming through it.
Hit another one for me. Just a touch behind it.
Yeah. We don't like that one.
Hey, it went the farthest. Yeah, that's a good combination
Another one that
for you.
felt good there.
Right? Once you start playing a little bit more, you see how the spin rate's lower, launch angle's a little lower, ball speed's up. So the same shaft that you like in your wedges,
yeah.
I figured you'd like it in your irons as well.
Yeah, it feels good.
So yeah, that's the steel fiber. How does the XP head feel?
I like this.
Is it a little too big? Is it all right for you? Because what we could do is we could take our P head and bend it 2 degrees strong as well, and you have the same distance flight combination, but a little smaller head.
I mean, I don't see a big difference in that for me.
Okay.
I kind of almost like this. It's almost a little bit of a confidence booster. Gives you more to look at.
For sure. Yeah.
So
a lot of people think that they come in, they're like, I don't know if I need the XP. I might want P. A lot of people end up in XP.
Yeah.
It's a little more forgiving.
And that's the thing. We're not out here trying to, make birdies on the PGA Tour. why wouldn't you, as an amateur golfer out here on the weekends or whenever you play, why wouldn't you want every advantage you can when it comes to clubs and the help they give you, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, golf's hard enough as it is.
Right.
In my opinion, hardest game there is.
Yeah. Let's make it as easy as you can, and that's what we're doing here.
Exactly.
So I like that, though. That felt good coming through the ball.
So basically, what we got you set up for right now, XP heads, standard lie angle, steel fiber, 95 gram stiff. So on the lighter side of stiff, but graphite playing like a steel. So, and then 36.5 inches, and then grip. So I'll be right back with a couple grip options for you. All right, so for the grip options, so the Lambkin, that's the Lambkin Z5 that comes with it, stock for PXG.
Yeah.
We got undersize, we got standard, we got midsize, and we got oversize. Guessing you're pretty comfortable with standard, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to jump into midsize.
No, I've never really messed with any of that stuff, so no point in doing that now, right?
A bigger grip would tend to make you hit the ball more right. Since we already struggle a little bit.
We don't need that.
We don't need that.
No, I don't need to push it anymore.
And it's not, you don't have huge hands, so we don't need to go to mid-size.
Right.
So standard fits you very well. So some options are upgraded options. We have the Z-Cord. This is a grip that I play. It is very firm, and then all the way down to like a wind grip that's very soft.
Right.
So what kind of grip do you normally play?
I kind of play more of a firm.
Okay.
That's on what I have right now on my irons are just stock what came with the club.
Yeah.
But I've noticed they're a little bit more firm.
Do you like that Lambkin one?
I do like this.
Okay. What about something like this?
Yeah, see, that's more of what I'm playing with now. I kind of feel like I got a little bit more grip to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's an option we have at PXG as well. Not only do you get to pick out we face you for everything, you also get to work on your grip and make sure we get a right grip that's going to fit your game the best.
Right.
All right?
Yep, absolutely. It's everything when you come here. That's the importance we've talked about a million times when it comes to club fitting is from top to bottom, inside and out. You're getting exactly what you need to have the best quality performance out of what you're using.
Exactly. So as far as your set makeup goes, I would probably go 5 gap wedge to start, right?
Yep.
And then we're going to get you the 3 sugared eddy wedges. All right, and then we'll figure out if we want to do a 4-iron or we want to do a 4 hybrid, right?
Yeah.
So we'll do that on the next episodes later down the line, figure out the hybrid 4-iron scenario.
Yep, we're going to go all the way through the bag to show you guys what a complete fitting looks like.
Yep, so we basically already did putters and wedges. Now we got us gap wedge all the way to a 5-iron kind of solidified. And then we'll look to see if we want to add a hybrid or a 4-iron, whatever will benefit your game more. I would imagine it's going to be a hybrid. But it's up to you.
Yeah, you know what? You'll have to stay tuned to find out.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. So really, that's kind of all I have for the irons fitting process. It's kind of a quick rundown of how we would go through it.
Right.
The only difference would be we would normally have someone come in with their current clubs. We'd have them hit, and then we can compare differences between what they currently have and then what we can offer them at PXG.
Right.
We go through and we loft and lie their clubs. We do some swing weighting and go through and mess around. We didn't adjust your swing weight on yours just because you were comfortable at that number, same as what we use in the wedge.
Yeah.
But if we need to compare to someone else's clubs, we could also mess around with that swing weight a little bit.
So again, we talked about it. I've said it 5 times in this episode. Anything you need from head to toe, inside and out, when it comes to fitting the golf clubs, you can do it, and especially you can do it here right at PXG Detroit.
Yep. Only thing I want to add for this week is I would be on the lookout for next week for some Black Friday sales on apparel. And
oh yeah, we're at that time of the year, right?
Yep.
Absolutely. You're starting to get to all the good deals.
Yep. Our club prices have already dropped. They're in a very, very good place right now. But next week, I would imagine, I'm not 100% sure, but I would imagine we've had some type of Black Friday sale on some apparel in the store.
Yeah, he's not 100% sure. He imagines, though.
Yeah.
You know what that means?
Yep. And then we also have a new line of clothing dropping, just a small little drop, our Darkness collection. So as you know, Bob Parsons was in the Marines.
Right.
And he has his own line, kind of the Darkness 26 line. So we have some new pieces coming out, new golf bag coming out, all coming out on Black Friday. So it'll be kind of cool to see. Awesome,
man. Don't forget, follow, subscribe. And that's it for your irons. We'll see you next week or in 2 weeks. After Thanksgiving, right?
After Thanksgiving.
Yeah, after Thanksgiving, we'll see you again, and we'll keep going through the bag.
All right. Thank you, guys.